Don't be saying too much about Iran. They said that we're cool. They said that we are cool. They said African Americans have been through a lot. So don't say too much. Don't go over there and don't be doing too much. And you know, if you look like us and you wearing that camo, you better not be doing too much. Because they said that we cool. They said that we cool. So I just want to let y'all remember that. Like, they said that we cool. They know that we kidnapped. They know that we're hostage. We have no nationalism in this bitch. We ain't got no say. We ain't got no motherfucking... I ain't got no say. I ain't got no say. You see, we try to give them a black woman president. An actual... Like, and she's still not even African American. The bitch is everything but... we got the lightest one. They didn't even want her. They didn't even want her. Obama doesn't count. Obama's not African American. He's not black American. He doesn't count. His dad's Kenyan. Doesn't. We have no say about anything. Don't even look at Obama. Don't look at Kamala. They don't represent us. We ain't got to say. Iran, I can run. You just need to, you know what I'm saying? Hit a little, okay? Please, I'm telling you right now, I'm not playing. I ain't got nothing to do with this shit. Go get him, though.
So if you've been around, I told you how Iran was with it. They released all the black hostages. And said, we don't want to harm no black people. America does not treat the black people well, and all the black people are welcome in Iran. So there's something going on with that. Iran, they must know something. You know what I'm saying? They must have some idea, because think about it like this. Why is there so much hate towards the black man, towards the black woman? Why? But then we got Iran over here saying we wouldn't harm the black man, the black woman. We love them. What's going on here, y'all? Somebody give me an answer in the comments here. What's going on here? Do they know who we are? And know who we really are? Come talk to me about it.
Well, what does this mean? We've been asking, is this legit?
This is why Iran released the black Americans hostages and refused to release others. So in 1979, university students in Iran held 66 Americans hostage. This happened in U.S. Embassy in Tehran. Iran leader then checked the hostages and found out that there were some black people. So he stated that he was going to release 13 black Americans, and he was not even asking for anything. The main reason why these people were held hostage is because U.S. Gave asylum to their king, the King Mohammed. Iran was not happy with this person because he did a lot of bad things in Iran. He violated human rights, and also he was unaliving people. But U.S. Gave asylum to this person, and they wanted this king to be returned back to Iran to face consequences for what he has been doing. But USA was refusing, and this is why they held hostage 66 in the embassy. The Iran leader said the reason why he is releasing the black Americans only is because he stands with the oppressed. He said that the black people in USA, they are not treated fairly. They are oppressed in USA, and this is the main reason why they were in Iran. And he wants them to feel safe in Iran. He doesn't want them to suffer in Iran. He wants them to be welcomed in Iran.
Listen, man, Iran ain't just making threats, bro. They warn you of what's coming. Like I seen, Iran said that, people in America are not even going to be safe in their home. Like, for them to say something like that, what in the world are they up to even get to people like that? Like, people not safe in their home. Like, how so? See, that makes me think, Boots is going to be on the ground over here. And it ain't just, a missile war. And no, this is not a fear-mongering thing. If people been paying attention and watching and realizing what time that we're in, we got blood moons that's happening. People just think that doesn't mean anything. It means something. And if you've been watching and paying attention, you'll realize where we're heading. Not on top of that, with all these wars and threats going on, man, we got AI, on the other hand, taking over. And y'all really want to live with all that?
They're going to draft you. Yes, they're gonna fucking draft you. Get used to it. All you people doing TikTok dances and YouTube shorts, guess what? You're gonna get drafted or go to jail. See, I've been trying to warn you for a long time. Like, go take my username and go look back. How many times I've been making jokes about being drafted? I even have a whole playlist on YouTube on how to avoid the goddamn draft. I've been putting out for the past 3 damn years. I've been telling you about Iran. I've been telling you about the other country with the that starts with the I, that has the blue star as their flag. I've been telling you about this. No. A lot of people get offended. Well, you're now gloating. No. It's not about gloating. It's about when someone's right consistently. Maybe, just maybe, I just call me crazy. Maybe it's time to shut up and listen. All right, let me tell you how this next thing is gonna unfold. You're gonna get drafted, but here's the whole thing. It's gonna come down to people saying, well, this disqualifies me. Oh, I got this conviction, or I smoked this, I smoked that. No. That is not how this works. If you go back to NBC News on April of 2008, almost 20 years ago, they were letting felons into the military. There were people with manslaughter convictions who were allowed into the military because it got that bad with Operation Enduring Freedom and Operation Iraqi Freedom. I was there. I know. I was in the damn army. I know who the fuck I served with. There's a reason why so many of those damn guys were murdering psychopaths. They were convicted murdering psychopaths. They're gonna draft you. I don't know what else to tell you, man. Like, bruh, there's a reason why I moved out in the middle of nowhere. I made myself an enemy to the freaking cops here and an enemy to the freaking local military. They know to not even show up here. They know. They already know. There's no point in you sending MPs here because all that's gonna happen is either I'm gonna go or they're gonna go. Pick one. They know that. But I've been trying to prepare you for all these years. I've been saying, don't trust the government. Don't get too cozy with the freaking cops. The same cops who you're cozy with are going to be the same bastards who's going to come to your house and ship your ass off if you refuse to go to war. It's gonna be local cops and damn MPs. I told you. I've been trying to freaking prepare you. Get a farm. Even if you got a co-sign with family with fucking family or freaking spouses, do it. I've been trying to tell you. So maybe at this point, people can just start listening and just stop arguing. Just saying, man.
Iran is warning us because Trump attacked them last night. And he ended up unaliving their leader. So now they coming for us and they saying that everybody in the U.S. need to stay inside because they about to come for us. Like, damn, can I wake up? I just woke up. This is what I'm waking up to. We about to go to war. Can I graduate first? And hella people in Iran passed away because of the attack. And they coming for Israel too because the U.S. and Israel went and did it. And now I see Trump supporters complaining about him, but this is who y'all voted for. When we warned y'all, even Kamala warned y'all that if Trump become president, we're gonna go into World War III. Literally, that's what's happening right now. Y'all sat up here, Trump 2026, this, that, and the third. But what has he really done for us? He ain't did nothing but fuck shit up. It's been nothing but chaos ever since he became our president. Y'all, we is in tour with Iran right now. We about to go to war. Y'all not taking this serious enough. Like, I'm scared. I'm scared. And they saying it's supposed to go on for days. Like, it's supposed to be bombing back to back for days. Lord, pray over all of us in the U.S. Please, like, please take this nigga out the office. Why is he still even in office?
I see some headlines today saying Iran is planning on attacking California with drones. FBI warns police. This is breaking news. Inform everyone. Okay, I want to break this down for you. It says, we recently acquired information that as of early February 2026, it's March 11th, Iran allegedly aspired to conduct a surprise attack using unmanned aerial vehicles from an unidentified vessel off the coast of the United States homeland, specifically against unspecified targets in California, in the event that the U.S. conducted strikes against Iran, according to the alert distributed at the end of February. We have no additional information on the timing, method, target, or perpetrators of this alleged attack. Again, remember what I said. Just because something is breaking news doesn't mean that it's recent news. Right here it says that they received this report in early February. It is now March. Iran does have a drone-carrying ship. It was destroyed by the United States. These headlines are put out the way that they are to grab your attention for for you to watch, for you to view, and ultimately make them money. So again, just because something is labeled as breaking news and they're putting it out now, doesn't mean that it's anything new.
So Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps affiliated media organization Fars News and Tasnim News claimed that they fired warning shots using Qadr anti-ship cruise missiles and attack UAVs at 2 U.S. Navy Arleigh Burke-class guided missile destroyers, the USS Mason DDG-87 and USS Truxtun DDG-103. Then these IRGC-affiliated media organizations said that the incident allegedly occurred while the ships were operating in the Gulf of Oman, saying that the U.S. vessels ignored radio warnings and prompted the shots to force them to withdraw towards the Indian Ocean. Now, directly in response to that, U.S. Central Command posted a fact check on their official X account saying, quote, claim, Iran claims it fired warning shots at U.S. warships in the Gulf of Oman, forcing vessels to retreat towards the Indian Ocean. False. Truth. Iranian forces did not attack or fire at U.S. Navy warships. Doing so would be a gross violation of the ceasefire. U.S. forces continue to operate freely in regional waters while fully enforcing the ongoing blockade against Iran. Speaking of the naval blockade, there was a recent exclusive interview conducted by CNN where they interviewed a guy by the name of Mohsen Rezai, who's a longtime hardliner and former commander-in-chief of Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps from 1981 to 1997. In March of 2026, Iran's new supreme leader, Ayatollah Mojtaba Khamenei, who's the son of the late supreme leader, appointed Mohsen as a top military advisor. Apparently, this guy is known for having a reputation of having aggressive rhetoric and was sanctioned by the United States years ago. Here's what he said specifically about the blockade.
Wouldn't a war be catastrophic for Iran as well, though, if it was a big bombing campaign?
If the war continues and the naval blockade is not lifted, we will drag the war to the Indian Ocean, the Bab el-Mandeb Strait, the Red Sea, and the Mediterranean, and we will give another dimension to the war by attacking these other American bases that we have been attacking so far. America will definitely suffer much more losses. America's losses will be very heavy.
What's going on, family? Welcome back to the channel. Guys, one thing I've actually noticed is that every time America gets closer to another international conflict, a familiar question starts circulating. Whose war is this? Not who wins, not who loses, but who ends up paying the biggest price. And that's exactly why this conversation has caught so much attention. So let's subscribe and continue watching, and then I'll be back with more commentary. Full credits to the original creators of these videos. Thank you.
We have major breaking news right now. According to NBC News, Iran sent a communique to the Trump administration warning them that if Trump attacked, Iran would activate a network of sleeper cells in the United States for attacks in the United States of America. This is breaking right now. The message got to Trump through an intermediary at the Group of Seven summit in Canada last week, which Trump left early. The communique to Trump was sent to the days before last night's strikes, threatening to activate sleeper cell terror inside the United States if it were attacked. Meanwhile, now the State Department has issued a worldwide alert, issuing worldwide caution as a result of the strikes in Iran, saying that the Department of State advises U.S. citizens worldwide to exercise increased caution. You can read the full travel advisory on their network. Oil prices, meanwhile, continue to jump as a result of the strikes and the potential for the closure of the Strait of Hormuz. This is getting more serious with each passing hour. And the craziest part of it all is we don't even know if Iran's nuclear program was actually destroyed. Spread the word and follow along for more. I'll have more updates soon.
Yo, I really think we are witnessing the decline of the American empire in real time. I've been thinking that anyway, just because of how poorly things are going domestically. But seeing what's happening with Iran is really driving the point home for me that, yeah, I think the whole world order is shifting. And let's just say the year of the fire horse is off to a fiery start, baby. As an anti-imperialist and geopolitics enjoyer, it has been very honestly satisfying to see how Americans are reacting to this on social media in real time. Like, Americans are realizing that having a giant fucking bloated ass military budget does not mean that your military is actually good at accomplishing shit and that your military is effective. And it's kind of wild that Americans need this reminder because, like, let's be real, we've been getting our fucking shit rocked militarily in all of these stupid wars of aggression that we've started since World War II. World War II is the last war that the US military won. And like, let's be real, the Soviets did all of the fucking heavy lifting on that. And then we just kind of came in at the end and took credit. And then we won in Japan by dropping 2 nukes. Like, that's not, you know, we didn't win via military engagement. Like, 3 F-15 fighter jets got taken down in the same day, and y'all want me to believe that that was friendly fire from Kuwait? Girl, please be so serious right now. Like, Iran took down 3 of our fucking fighter jets. And as a China appreciator, watching Americans realize that, like, we really could not do shit against the Chinese military is, like, unbelievably satisfying. People are like, oh my God, like, if Iran is rocking our shit this hard, like, what the fuck would we do against China? And the answer is not shit, dude. Not a goddamn thing. And I hope to God that even Trump is not stupid enough to think otherwise. But, like, here's the thing about China. Nobody needs to fear their military unless you fuck with them. They don't do wars of aggression, okay? That's not in their plan. They're trade maxing, their economy maxing. They have a very strict plan. They're running a strict fucking program over there in terms of their economic plans. And going to fucking war is going to fuck up their plans. And, like, maybe all these other fucking stupid countries, the US, should take notes that when you don't fucking invest in war, and instead you invest in your fucking people, you become a fucking economic powerhouse. And by the way, they're a military powerhouse too. But again, that military, that is there to defend themselves. And, you know, they don't say this, but, like, it's to defend themselves against the United States, and they can obviously do so very effectively. Some of the discourse I've seen floating around is like, well, what about Taiwan? Like, how would we defend Taiwan against a Chinese war of aggression? Like, girl, we wouldn't. We fucking wouldn't. We fuck with China, we're gonna get our fucking shit pushed in. The end. Period. But again, not something that we need to worry about because China is not launching any fucking wars of aggression, especially not on their own territory, which is what Taiwan is. They're not going to fucking do that. Like, they're not going to intervene militarily in other countries' conflicts, and they're definitely not going to, again, launch any type of aggressive military actions. But, like, you better fucking believe if you poke that fucking dragon, they will fuck your shit up. And I think most of the world knows this, and I hope fucking Trump knows this, and the Chinese definitely know it, you know, and they're not the ones to go around, you know, waving a big stick, as Theodore Roosevelt would say. They don't fucking need to. I think what they've done economically speaks for itself, and it's interesting because, you know, people will say that the U.S. has the biggest military in the world, but that's actually debatable. The U.S. has the biggest military budget in the world. The U.S. has 1.3 million active duty troops, and China has 2 million. The U.S. has the superior air force, air power. China has the bigger navy. And again, the U.S. has the bigger budget, but we probably have a bigger construction budget too, and we see how that's working out. I actually don't know shit about construction budgets. I'm just talking shit. I'm just saying, like, just because the Chinese spend less money doesn't mean that their military is less effective. But again, yeah, this very stupid war launched by the empire, the US-Israeli empire, is just proof that it is collapsing because, as we know historically, empires lash out as they die and collapse. And unfortunately, it is going to mean a lot of suffering for the world and eventually back home here in the US. It's going to lead to a lot of suffering. But at this moment, it is sparking joy for me to see the US military showing its whole ass.
Iran has just warned Britain and the US. This will be very painful and regrettable. And they're not bluffing. Iran's top commanders have gone on record. If the West intervenes to protect Israel, there will be consequences. Not diplomatic, not economic, military. Direct, brutal. Here's what's triggered all this. Israel launched massive airstrikes at Iran's nuclear sites. They didn't just hit buildings, they took out scientists and high-ranking military officials. Iran responded with a wave of missiles and drones. But now, Tehran says the next targets could be British and American bases in the region. That includes troops on the ground. The UK government denies having any role in the Israeli strikes. But Iran's not buying it. They're grouping us in with the US and Israel, calling us enablers, fuel on the fire. And here's the controversial bit. Are they wrong? Has the West quietly supported these strikes behind closed doors? Or is Iran just looking for a bigger enemy to distract them from their failures at home? Let's not kid ourselves. This isn't just chest beating from Tehran. Iran's not some backroom bully. They've got reach, they've got weapons, they've got regional proxies ready to stir the pot from Iraq to Lebanon. And Israel's not exactly pulling punches either. One top Israeli official said, if Iran retaliates again, Tehran will burn. That's not diplomacy, that's a fuse already lit. So now the West is sitting on the edge of a knife. If we step in to back Israel, we risk war, real war, with soldiers, airstrikes, fuel shortages, and body bags. Not headlines, history. So I'll ask you, should the West stay out of it? Or do we have a duty to stand by our allies, no matter the fallout? Hit follow because I'll be covering what the mainstream media won't. Drop a comment, do you think Iran's bluffing? Or is this the start of something much, much bigger?
I mean, give me a fucking break, brother. What the fuck are we talking about here? They really think we're all just dipshits, huh? I'm not allowed to connect the dots for you because TikTok gets mad at me when I do that, so let me just lay out some facts here. First and foremost, Tehran, which is the capital of Iran, to Los Angeles, over 7,000 miles away. Do you think their drones or missiles could reach that far? I don't think so. It's not possible. And even if they could, you mean to tell me that our military wouldn't detect them as soon as they were over the ocean? Come on, man. Also, it's very clear to me that media is trying really hard to manufacture consent for whatever they're cooking up at the moment. 2 days ago, it starts coming out that 2 men stole drones from Fort Campbell, which is an army base on the border of Kentucky and Tennessee. The timing of this is very weird. This came out 2 days ago, but I read the report. Those drones were stolen on like November 21st. Are you shitting me? So they waited like 3-4 months to put that out? That makes sense. Also, just the logistics, just the concept that 2 random civilians could walk into a heavily secured army base, waltz into the drone inventory, take a couple and just walk out and nothing would happen to them, but they just so happen to have full pictures of their body and most of their face? Okay, dude. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Totally nothing fishy going on. That's awesome.
The old leader of Iran was unalived. The new leader has been chosen. And shit finna get real. Well, not for us, for the white folks. And I explain why I said that in this video. First thing first, the new leader. Y'all remember this baby, the 14-month-old that got unalived during the war on February 28th? Well, that is the new leader's niece. The new leader is the son of the old leader, and he hates the U.S. worse than his dad did. Not only did he lose his dad February 28th, but he also lost his wife, his son, his brother, and his niece. He said he not backing down, and they also got U.S. hostages. However, why I said it's about to get real for the white folks, because he said these black folks already had it hard enough in the U.S. I am letting them go at no cost. And before y'all get in my comments, this is not me making this shit up. He said that. Listen to this.
Some black hostages and some female hostages will be released from the American embassy compound. Is that true?
The freedom of the women and blacks will be given. Women are given great dignity in Islam. And the blacks have been oppressed in the United States. Great injustice was done unto them. They were under pressure in the United States. Thus they came here. We are doing this owing to the tenets of Islam. In return, we ask nothing for their freedom.
I ain't never been more prouder to have this flag around my neck. See what minding your black-owned business can do? Oh, okay.
Welcome back. So one thing that actually fascinates me about social media is how quickly global events become personal. A headline comes out from the Middle East. Within minutes, people in Atlanta, Houston, Chicago, LA are debating what it actually means for their own lives. That's the world we live in today. A war thousands of miles away can affect gas prices tomorrow morning. It can affect groceries next week. It can actually affect jobs, inflation, and even whether families decide to travel. Global politics isn't really global anymore. It eventually reaches everyone's front door. There's another thing that actually stood out to me. How many ordinary people are simply tired. Not tired of caring. They are tired of uncertainty. Think about it. People are already trying to keep up with rent. They are trying to pay student loans. They are trying to afford groceries. They are trying to save for retirement. They are actually trying to raise children in an economy where almost everything costs more than it did just a few years ago. Then another international crisis appears, another conflict, another headline, another reason to wonder what happens next. This is actually an old saying, when elephants fight, it's the grass that suffers. That saying has survived for generations because it's true. Powerful nations argue, ordinary families often carry the consequences. Another thing I found interesting is how different communities respond to these moments. For many Black Americans, conversations about war often raise a deeper question. What responsibilities should citizens have abroad when many challenges at home remain unsolved? Affordable housing, healthcare, education, you're talking economic opportunity, safe neighborhoods. Those actually aren't new conversations. They've existed for decades. That's why many people naturally ask whether more attention should also be given to strengthening communities at home. We live in an age where shocking claims travel faster than verified information. Every few hours, there's another viral post, another anonymous source, another dramatic prediction. Sometimes they are true, sometimes they are completely wrong. That's why critical thinking has become one of the most valuable skills anyone can develop. Read widely, compare sources, slow down before reacting. As my grandmother used to say, not everything that shines is gold. The loudest story isn't always the most accurate one. The conversation also made me think about fear. Fear actually spreads faster than almost anything else. Fear makes people panic buy. Fear makes people react. Fear makes markets react too. It makes families worry about tomorrow before tomorrow even arrives. But of course, history also teaches us something very important. Communities survive uncertainty by staying connected. Families talk, neighbors help each other, churches organize support, local businesses continue serving their communities. Life doesn't stop, people adapt. One thing Black communities have demonstrated throughout history is resilience. Generation after generation has faced uncertainty, economic hardship, political change, societal upheaval. Yet families continued building businesses, sending children to school, supporting churches, creating music, creating culture, building hope even when circumstances weren't ideal. That's something worth remembering today, because resilience isn't pretending problems don't exist. It's refusing to allow problems to define your future. Perhaps that's why I think the biggest lesson from this conversation isn't choosing sides in every geopolitical dispute. It's remembering that we can actually control. We can control how we treat our families, how we educate ourselves, how we support our communities, how we prepare financially, how we think critically instead of emotionally. Those choices matter far more in everyday life than endless arguments online, because governments will continue making decisions. International tensions will continue rising and falling. Political leaders will come and go, but strong communities remain strong because ordinary people refuse to stop investing in one another. Maybe that's the lesson we should never lose sight of. No matter what's happening across the world, never become so focused on distant conflicts that you forget to strengthen the people closest to you. Those are just my thoughts, but I'd love to hear yours. Just use the comment section And guys, if you enjoyed this reaction, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next discussion. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.